Today we're going to take a nice little stretchy path today for MYT within the scope of our program. We call this a reset practice, really resetting any stored tension, any stress, any gripping that you're holding on to. And today's intention is to surrender into that, to let some of that melt away. Often that stress, that tension in our body comes up because we're holding on, we're resisting something in some way in our lives, whether it's something in our body or something else going on entirely. And so I'll invite you to start in a nice seated position. Actually, before you do that, I would urge you, if you would like it, to grab a little yoga strap or a belt for one of our postures today. And then outside of that, we will not need it. And you may decide to go into that posture, that shape without a belt today. And then when you're ready, I invite you to join me in a nice seated position here, one in which you're at least likely to be interrupted by yourself or anyone or anything else. I invite you to close your eyes. I'm going to start with a nice big in-breath. Letting that breath go in any way that helps you release any tension, anything you might be holding on to. And then just starting to breathe a little bit longer, a little bit deeper than usual. Without any force, any tension. Just coming to your senses, noticing the sounds in the space around you. Smells on the air. Look at the air is dry, damp, warm, or cool. Noticing the sensations on the surface of your skin. The heaviness, lightness, clothing. Even the taste in your mouth. Seeing how all of these things come in through your outer senses. And you're starting to notice what's happening inside of you today. Any stories you unconsciously give to the meaning behind the smells, sounds. Any energy you're feeling, energy in motion compelling you to do, to act, remind you of something that's coming up later. Whenever you notice those things, you can just say to yourself, wow, that's interesting. However you feel today, whether you're feeling tired, allow yourself to be tired. If you're awake, allow yourself to be awake. If you're happy, be happy. If you're sad, no, be that. No resistance to how you are today. Imagine you could relax through your forehead, your jaw, even the tiny muscles around your ears. Feeling even your ear canals relaxing towards the back of your mouth. Imagining your mouth, your teeth, your tongue could relax. Even the roof of your mouth expanding towards the top of your head. Feeling that softness melting into your neck, your shoulders, down to your fingertips, and your chest, your abdomen, down through your hips, all the way down to your feet. Your whole body is becoming heavy and warm and relaxed. Feeling your breath flowing in the deepest areas of the throat. So deep, it's almost like it's flowing through your heart. And just beginning to allow that breath to just breathe you. How interesting. When you're ready, roll forward over in your seated position with hands and knees. If you're sitting on a cushion, set that to the side. In your hands and knees position, putting your toes straight back. Feeling free to walk your knees apart so they're almost shoulder width. Then sitting your butt back towards your heels. You can allow your big toes to come together here. If you feel bunched up in your knees, reach back, unbunch that skin underneath your knees and your shins, just by lifting up one at a time. Taking a big inhale. As you exhale, zipping your front ribs in with that little cat vomit, metal fingers down, and then your belly down over your thighs. Taking this child's pose shape. Gently stretching the mat apart between your knees. Feel that lights up your hips. They say hello. Creeping your fingertips out long overhead. Feeling the length through your shoulders. Rounding through the balls of your fingers, that's your under knuckles. Imagining a little egg underneath the heel of your palm. Pressure on the egg, warm it, but don't break it. Gently doming your elbows or doming your arms like you could just lift your elbows towards the sky. Feel the depth in your shoulders. Maybe you can creep longer, getting more length in that joint. Imagining a rubber band around your elbows, gently pressing out, stretching that rubber band. Feel this activation underneath your underarms. Maybe there's more space in your shoulders here. Again, allowing the breath to breathe you. allowing it to flow. Noticing anywhere that you're holding on to tension. Maybe it's in your forehead, or your jaw again, your neck and shoulders. Maybe it's in your back. See if you can soften into that. Maybe your body sinks heavier into the mat, like your forehead is coming down towards the mat. Noticing anything that's happening in the mind. How interesting. We're coming back to that flow of breath. Maybe you decide you want to explore today. By starting to creep your fingertips further forward, your torso will move with it. Your hips will start to shift forward until they're almost over your knees. Keeping that nice, stable setup through your shoulders. Imagine you could just melt your heart down towards the mat now. This is our melting heart shape, also known as puppy pose, still stretching the mat apart between the hips. Feeling a lot more space or challenge in the shoulders, the armpits, the underarms. Melting heart turns out to be quite a muscular shape. So we really start to extend, arch into the spine. The happy tails up, our heart melting down towards the mat. Length through your arms, that little depth as well by gently doming, stretching the rubber band in the elbows. Gentle with your neck. If at any point this extension is too much, sit back to your child's pose. Notice any emotion, energy in motion, any urges from the body to quit, to move, to escape this position, though it is quite uncomfortable, it is quite doable. Relaxing through your mouth. When you're ready, releasing that shape, sitting back, crawling back to child's pose. Totally relaxing all muscular activation. And then gently making your way up to hands and knees and pausing here. Not taking any movement. Just noticing the after effect, the sensations in the body. Thoughts, emotion, just some kind of energy that's compelling you to do or act. Now, whenever you feel ready, if you feel inspired to take a movement, whatever that is, even if it doesn't make sense, I invite you to take it to explore now. Maybe that's some cat and cows, inhaling happy tail, heart shines, arching into your back, lengthening your belly. Exhaling to curl your hips, pressing the floor away, zipping your belly button up. Maybe it's something else entirely. Exploring what your body needs more often than not. It knows exactly what you need. Now kneeling back in the tabletop, just hands and knees. Gently stretching the mat apart between your knees. Feel your hips activated. Nice little happy tail. Try to keep your tailbone lifted and zipping your belly in. Press the floor away by grounding through the balls of the fingers, trying to press away from your shoulders like you're shrugging the mat away. Imagine that there's a little rubber band inside your left wrist. Take that with your right hand, and as you inhale, pull it like a bowstring towards your right cheek, pointing your right elbow towards the sky. Nice little open twist, still stretching the mat between the knees. And as you exhale, reaching the right arm through the gap underneath your left arm, threading the needle, grounding if you can, the right shoulder, and the back of your right hand to the mat. Just for one breath, as you inhale, press down with your right arm like you can deepen the twist. As you exhale, relaxing. You can even walk your left arm out overhead like that child's pose shape. Grounded to the balls of the left fingers. Gently doming to the arm like you lift just the left elbow. Stretching the rubber band with your left elbow pressing out. Breathing here. Maybe this is the right shape for you today. Perhaps you want more. You want more really leaning into the right arm as you start to walk and slide your legs out back behind you, just laying down onto the right arm. You may decide to slide that right arm a little bit higher so there's no cramping through your right pec, the right side of your chest. Feeling a little bit more length coming into the back of the right shoulder. You can resting your head on your right arm or even on your left forearm, bending that left arm in. Doing a little shoelace posture. Noticing where you're gripping, you're resisting, you're contracting. Seeing if you can soften into those places. Noticing what comes up for you in the mind, what stories it tells you about the posture, or even other things going on outside of this moment. Any in-body energy urging you to wiggle, to move. How interesting. Seeing if you can soften into that. Maybe you decide to take this one shape deeper by starting to slide your right knee out to the right hand side like a little single leg frog, like you could slide it up towards your right shoulder. Maybe that's too much, and that is okay. Bring yourself back to your breath. Feeling it flowing through your belly, the back of your ribs. Noticing anywhere you're still holding on, you're still resisting in the body, seeing if you can soften, knowing that losing a little bit of sensation through that right arm is totally normal. Resisting any urges to escape it. When you're ready, no rushing. We often tend to rush and react to stress in life. Gently releasing, sliding that right leg down if it is in our single leg frog. Grounding into your left forearm to gently lift your torso. And then just unthreading that right arm, sending it out to the right hand side, and then just laying flat on your belly. No movement, just letting the blood flow come back in. How interesting. Now, if you feel inspired to take any movement, I invite you to take that now. Maybe you decide to creep your left arm out overhead again, trying to stay grounded through your right knee, taking a little reverse shoulder roll as you lift your right arm up and continue to twist from your torso until your right fingers are pointing up towards the sky, looking up towards that right arm. And exhaling, coming back down. Taking any movement that feels right. Sitting back towards child's pose to make your way back up to tabletop. Mm. Noticing how things feel when you get back up here. When you're ready, stretching the mat between your knees, happy tail, belly zip. Round it to the balls of the fingers, press the floor away like you're shrugging it away from the shoulders. Round it into your right palm. Imagine that rubber band inside your right wrist. Take it with the left hand. And inhale, pull that bowstring towards your left cheek, putting your left elbow towards the sky. Still stretching the mat between your knees. Feel that twist. As you exhale, threading the needle, reaching the left arm through the gap underneath your right arm. Maybe you can ground your left shoulder, the back of your left hand. Maybe you decide to walk your right arm out overhead, taking that child's pose shape just with the right arm. Take a big inhale, press down with your left arm, trying to deepen that twist. As you exhale, releasing and just settling into this shape. This little thread the needle. Feeling the breath flowing through the back of your ribs. Maybe you decide to take this a little bit deeper, starting to walk or slide your legs back behind you, laying over the left arm. Feeling free to adjust it, sliding it up a little bit so you're not pinching into your left pec, left side of your chest. Laying your chin down towards your left arm or bending your right elbow, laying your forehead down your right forearm. Feeling all that length behind your left shoulder. Knowing that what you quote unquote should feel is often very different than what you will feel. Since I have not encountered a textbook body yet. If you decide to take the final progression, sliding the left knee out to the side and up towards your left shoulder, a little single leg frog position, we invite you to take it. If that's too much, slide right back. Coming back to your breath, back to your senses. Noticing anywhere that you're still trying to control and draw your hips, anywhere else. See if you can just begin to soften into it, even just the smallest bit. Notice how thoughts and urges may begin to intensify the longer that you're under stress. How interesting. And when you're ready, slowly, gently, without rushing, reacting from this pressure, losing the benefit of this shape, you need to release, sliding your left leg back if you took that frog shape. Grounding into your right forearm to press the floor away, unthreading that left arm, sending it out to the left hand side, and without any further movement, just resting here. Noticing the after effect. What do you sense? If you feel inspired to take any movement, maybe it's that reverse shoulder roll again. Taking it now. You can shoulder roll with me, walking your right arm out overhead, ground it through your left knee. Inhaling, starting to lift your left arm up, speeding through your torso until your fingertips are pointing towards the sky. And exhaling right back down. Making your way back in your own time into child's pose. Noticing what you experience and encounter here. And then up the tabletop, hands and knees. Noticing what you feel up here. When you're ready, making your way into a seated position, sitting like a shape of an L, legs out long in front. If you have your yoga strap or belt, setting it to the side for now. Sending your legs out long, taking your hands untucking each butt cheek one side at a time. And then planting your hands down into the mat by your pockets, pressing the floor away like you're doing a dip, like you're about to lift your butt up off the floor. Press down through your legs, lifting your toes up like you could touch your shins. Stretch the mat apart between your heels. And imagine that without moving, you could resist your heels towards your butt. Notice how that untucks your hips a little bit more, a little happy tail. Big inhale, nice and tall. Press the floor away. And as we exhale, keeping your ribs in. Releasing with the hands, trying to keep that work through the legs as you bend into your left knee, planting the sole of your foot on the mat. And then as you exhale, releasing your left thigh out to the left-hand side, your legs will look like the shape of a 4. Wherever your left foot is, it's perfect. Contact the inner edge of your right leg wherever it wants to go without pulling it in with your arms. Now, you may decide to take this strap and hook it underneath the ball of the right foot. You may decide to go without the strap here. Taking a big inhale. As you exhale, starting to tilt forward over your right thigh, like you're tilting your heart out beyond your toes, not just rounding to lay down, but like you're really trying to tilt out beyond your right foot. Gently, fingertip gripping that strap, or even reaching out to gently grip the right foot. You can interlace your fingers. If you're really flexible, you can take the right wrist in the left hand, strong through the legs, long through the torso. Starting to release forward. Remember, there's a difference between what you should feel and what you will feel. You may feel a lot of length, space being created in the back of your right leg, hamstring, calf, maybe your lower back, and your upper back. Making sure that wherever you are, you can feel your breath flowing through your belly and the right and left sides of your belly. Imagining that the core of the earth is pulling you down with just a little bit extra gravity. Gently folding you forward. Missing anywhere that you're holding on, gripping, trying to control. Even if you thought you were totally relaxed, you'll probably find something. How interesting. Noticing where your mind, your energy goes as you sink into the discomfort. And seeing if by following your breath, witnessing that, and just exist with it, if you can soften into it, rather than being carried away by it. And when you're ready, slowly, gently, without any rush, as you inhale, making your way back upright, planting your hands, and as you exhale, sending your left leg out long to meet the right in that L shape. No movement. Pausing here. How often do we react under stress? And how often do we pause to witness it? Now, if you feel inspired to take any movement, taking that now, maybe it's just some simple torso twists, right and left, using your arms to help with that twist. Looking at my lovely yard that I cleared all the leaves out of yesterday, you would never know. How interesting. When you're ready, meeting back in the shape of an L, pressing the floor away with the palms, bending into the right knee, planting the sole of the right foot on the mat, and allowing your right thigh to open up, falling out to the side, bringing the sole of your right foot in contact the inside edge of your left leg, wherever that is. Using that strap if you want to take it here. And taking a big inhale. As you exhale, tilting forward over your left leg. Like you're tilting your heart out beyond your left foot, not simply folding over. Keeping the space in your belly and the right and left sides of your belly. Allowing yourself to really release into this. 1 millimeter, 1 centimeter, one hair at a time. Knowing that each side of your body is like a completely different body. How interesting. Maybe you decide to interlace those fingers behind the left foot, or even take the left wrist and the right hand, or maybe fingertips to the strap is perfect for you today. finding an edge of discomfort for you today. That edge where your body starts to feel the stress, it starts to react, it starts to constrict and trying to control. Be mindful to ensure not to go beyond that. You stay right there, allowing your body, mind, your energy to soften into it. Noticing what begins to come up. How interesting. Only when you are ready, slowly, gently, without any rush, releasing, inhaling yourself back up to seated. Letting your hands and exhale, sending that right leg out to meet the left, long and strong. Just pausing in the shape of an L here. Noticing the urges to move, just noticing the after effect. And now, if you feel inspired to take any movement, taking that now with some twists, whatever it is. When you feel ready, I invite you to slowly and gently make your way down to your back. And hug your knees in towards your chest. Rocking, rolling into your back. Sending your arms out to a T, grounding through both shoulders. Dropping your legs a little bit, knees over your hips. As you exhale, releasing your legs over to the left-hand side, still grounded through your right shoulder. If it starts to come up, that's as far as you're going to go today. You might decide to take a pillow or put it under your leg. Breathing in the right side of your rib cage in this little supine twist. The left hand can come over the top of your right thigh to support, but not to force. Maybe you decide to progress this by scooting your left hip backwards a little bit, stacking your right hip right on top of the left. Maybe you decide to straighten your left leg out long beneath you, allowing that right leg to fall across a little bit further, deepening the twist. Noticing anywhere that you're holding on to tension, seeing if you can notice that. And imagining that you could soften into it. And when you're ready, slowly, gently, without any rush, inhaling to unwind back to center. Get back to hug your leg in. Noticing the after effect, without any reaction to it. When you're ready, before we take any movement, bring your arms out to the side, grounding your left shoulder, releasing your legs down, just knees over the hips. As you exhale, releasing your legs over the right hand side of the mat into your right side supine twist. Round it through your left shoulder. The right hand can come over your left thigh, a little bit of support, no force. Maybe you decide to take it a step deeper, squeezing your right hip backwards, stacking the left hip over the top of the right. Moving, sending your right leg out long beneath you, allowing that left leg to come across your body a little bit more, deepening the twist. releasing any tension, unnatural. When you're ready, no rush. Gently inhaling to unwind you back to center. You need to hug in towards your chest. Noticing the after effect here. If you feel inspired to take any movement, whatever that is, you can take it now. When you're ready, taking a big in breath. And exhale, releasing your legs out long to the mat, releasing your arms to your side as we take the final posture of the day, Shavasana. Taking one final big in breath, letting it go in any way that helps you release any remaining tension. Noticing the after effect of the entire practice. Feeling the waves of the breath flowing so deeply through your throat, like they're flowing through your heart. Feeling the gravity of the earth pulling your body down just a little bit more, sinking you into the mat. Allowing the waves of the breath to just float you away. And when you're ready, bringing yourself back into your body with a big breath. Letting it go. Slowly, gently rolling onto your right hand side into a fetal position. Filling your knees and resting your head on your bottom arm. Just feeling the breath flowing the left side of your rib cage. The heaviness of your body. And when you're ready, using the strength of your arms to make your way up to a seated position, any seated position that works for you. Keeping our alignment, stability through the hips, length through the spine. Gaze lifted. Inhaling your arms out to the sides, reaching them all the way up overhead. And exhaling, bringing the palms together into heart center. Bringing into your awareness one thing, anything that puts a smile on your face. Feeling with a little bit of appreciation for that thing today. Carrying this energy with you not only through today, but through the rest of your week. We close out. We say in yoga, I see you in myself. I see myself in you. Namaste. Thanks for being here today. Wonderful to practice with you. And have a wonderful day.